Hi, and welcome to another edition of the show Live Well with Barrie. This week we have none other than the great British soul talent, if he likes to be called a soul talent, Mr. Don-E. Great to have you.
Good to see you, man.
Been hard to lock this guy down, Mr. International.
Well,
how are you doing?
I'm not too bad, actually. Daddied out.
Yes. What, so we're going to the end first then? So you talk about...
Well, that's where I've been.
Yes,
that's
this little girl that's come into your world.
Yes,
that is...
Marley.
Yeah,
Marley, yeah. She's just turned 1 and giving us hell. She's pulling everything down off all the sides, and she's crazy, trying to talk, trying to walk. It's
well, that's a natural process.
Amazing.
She's like doing it right.
Flower growing. Yeah, it's my first child. So.
And I can see everything you post. You're still in awe.
Yeah, completely. We're like, wow, it's the first time, of everything.
Yeah.
Really. So yeah.
So she's 1.
She's 1 now.
Okay, where's her mother from?
Her mum is from Mauritius.
Okay.
Yeah, we met on a night I didn't want to go out. My mates were like, yeah, we got to go to this club, there's a party, and I was like, I can't go. So yeah, anyway, I went, and then all of a sudden my mate's walking up to me with this lady, and she had a camera, and she was taking pictures of people at the venue and stuff at the party, so... he goes, yeah, you need to take pictures of this guy, man. This is Don-E, and blah, blah, blah. So yeah, she took pictures, whatever, then we just became friends from then for like 4 years or something, really.
Okay.
Yeah, it's just one of those ones.
Right. So it's an organic relationship.
Yeah,
it's really grown the right way from friendship.
Yeah. We started off as friends, and then, all of a sudden.
So how has it changed your world?
How has it changed
the arrival of this new bundle?
It's just like, it's just amazing. It just gives you something else to live for, doesn't it? It's like something else to live for.
That's right. Occupying
all my time.
All your money.
I mean, and your money. The studio, I used to be in the studio every night. I don't do that anymore. I used to be there like Monday to Saturday, at least. Maybe one day off. Now it's like 3 days a week. So
3 days?
3 days a week. I cut down.
Sick.
Yeah, because I got to do, I've got to spend a little time with little one and family time.
And plus, equal out the family chores.
And of course, yeah. I got to do my bit, you know what I mean? And, play my part.
So does mum work full time?
No, she's part-time. She does her thing. She's a nutritionist, and she does like some PA stuff for a company and stuff. So yeah, she's doing her
so you
thing.
can split, because I know you do the daycare bit.
So I do the daycare, and then when she come home, I'm like, yeah, see you later.
All right, so you like shit's passing in the night.
Sometimes, but that's why we have those days off, so we're all together.
So that you actually have the family time.
Yeah, you got to do things, and go out. And
so when did she turn 1, is it?
She turned 1 like 3 weeks ago.
Okay.
Yeah, she's a Taurus.
Yes. Yes. Taurus, great people. My birthday's on Saturday the 19th, just to let you know. Yeah.
They're hard work. They're hard work. No, they're good. They're good people, though.
Cut.
They're good people. Yeah.
So tell me your beginning. Where did you grow up?
I grew up in South London. Born in Clapham South.
Right.
Son of a preacher man.
That's interesting.
Yeah, so dad was a preacher, and mum, she sang. And they were connected to a church in High Wycombe. A guy called Pastor Johnson from High Wycombe. Wycombe people might know him because he's quite notorious. Prolific, yeah. And we used to go, I just remember waking up in convention, and there's a choir singing, music's playing, my dad's sitting up there, my mum's sitting next to me giving me polo, and I'm like, okay. And the drummer's there, and she said I used to be obsessed with this. I used to just sit in front of the drum kit, even when people were leaving the church to go home and everything. Donald's still sitting there looking at his drum kit and, do you know what I mean, walking around it and just wanting to be able to play it.
To play it, yeah.
So yeah, I kind of started there, and then Dad was a sort of jack of all trades. So he brought parts of the guitar home. Like he brought the neck, then he brought the back, then he brought the strings, and then he basically we put it all together. And then I learned to play it because his mum played guitar.
Right.
So the music was in the family from then. And yeah, we built this guitar and I learnt to play it, and he showed me some chords.
And what age was that?
And I was about 5 years old, I think.
Right.
We were living in Sandmere Road.
Okay.
In
big family?
I wouldn't say big. It's big now. Back then, it was just like me, my sister, my brother, and mum and dad. That was it.
So 2 siblings.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Andrew and Bev, yeah.
And are you the eldest or the youngest?
I'm the eldest, man, so I got all the beating. I got lashes.
And trust me, them Bajan lashes stink.
Yeah, no, it's similar to the Michael Jackson lashes. I mean, it's the same lashes. You know what I mean? When I heard he was complaining about his dad beating him, I was like, well, that's what we all get. We all get beaten. It's standard. So I grew up in that kind of
musical
environment, very churchy.
Yeah.
Sunday school on the Sunday, prayer meeting on a Wednesday. And it was just all church.
You can tell he's a good boy, really. You can tell he's a good boy.
Yeah, son of a preacher, man. We got a other side too, though.
No, yeah, everybody does.
Yeah.
So you did learn to play the guitar around 5.
Yeah.
Where did the musical career come in? Was there any more training?
I guess
from young, or did it come later?
Mum saw that I had a love for it, so we had piano lessons with a lady called Mrs. Pike from Stockwell.
Right.
Old white lady with a hunchback, and open the door and
sounds
you sit.
very much like my story.
Yeah. You go around there and you play, you do the scales, and if your hand drop, clap.
That's right, yeah.
And which was kind of horrible for me because I grew up watching Stevie Wonder, and Stevie Wonder played the piano like that.
Yeah.
But that's going blind why he playing like that.
Yeah, and also he's playing pop, and if you're classically trained, your whole position is different.
Yeah. But I mean, he can still do that classical stuff, but it's just his fingers were flat.
Yeah.
So I used to try and mimic that flat finger.
Yeah.
Right. So then I had to retrain.
They want you like this.
To retrain.
That's right,
Because that used to hurt my hands. Like I've got to hold my arms up to play. Why can't I just relax and play? So Mrs. Pike used to clap us every Friday night, 6 o'clock.
So you used to have piano lessons from the age of?
I'd say, 10, 11.
Right.
Yeah.
Until when? How long did you do them?
Till I was about 14, maybe 13, 14. And then she passed on. And then at school, I had like guitar lessons. A guy called Tony Skinner, I think his name was, that did guitar lessons at school. And I had some great heads of music at my school, Stockwell Manor. Mr. Petrushka and another guy called Rod Waters. They saw how much I love music, so they sort of just nurtured me. Man. So.
And as you see the joy with which you speak about those teachers, it's not the teachers that let you do what you want that count, it's the teachers that show an interest in you and encourage you, and that stays with you forever.
Yeah, definitely, man. They used to, because I used to always fall out with my maths teacher.
Right.
And so, they used to say to me, come down to the music department, don't worry about the maths. And they locked me inside the cupboard.
To hide you. To hide you.
Yeah, with the 4-track recorder. So I used to sit there and try and work out how Prince's do, because them times Sign of the Times was out, and I'd listen to a load of Stevie and everything. And what amazed me was that it was all their voices that you were hearing, and they played everything. I was like, what? He played the drums, he played the bass, and that's what made me.
Because in that mind, you're thinking they're doing it all at once. No, it's like you play a layer and
so now I'm working out, the layout, the drums first, and then drop the bass, and then drop the keys, and then drop the guitar, and then so I was like painting this musical picture, and then put my voice on it, and playing it to my sister. She's like, that's rubbish, man, you can't sing. The music's all right, but your voice sounds funny, man. You know what I mean? So that was sort of inspiration to make me get better. Having my sister, and then one day I dropped a tune on her, and I said, listen to that. She went, you know what, that sounds all right, And I was like, okay.
Did she know it was you?
Yeah, she knew it was me. She knew it was me. She goes, no, you're getting it now, you got it now.
Okay.
So and I had a few like influential people. In that same family from High Wycombe, there was a girl called Esther, with like cousins, and she used to play me, all the soul music, Al Jarreau, Earth, Wind and Fire. We used to sit there and listen to everything.
Wow, that's the storybook to our life, isn't it?
Man, I used to sit there and listen to everything. This is like 10 years old. I just soaked it all in. Plus you got the gospel, plus where we were living in Brixton there, in Herne Hill, we had Shepherds behind us. And in Shepherd's, Dread Diamonds used to play, Coxon used to play. So at night now I'm hearing
lots of influences.
Yeah, so you crack the window and you just sit down and listen to it, you know what I mean? So it's all of those influences is what's kind of, Don-E.
Well, that's what they say, you know, it's like when you're a creator, lots of things influence you. You're not stealing from anywhere. It's just like that, you loved it, so you want to bring a bit of that in, and then you actually create your own picture.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, you try and mimic these people, try and mimic Stevie, try and mimic Michael Jackson, try and mimic Marvin, try and mimic Al Green, you know.
Yeah.
But then you find you in there.
In there somewhere, that's right. Yeah, you put your mark on it.
Yes.
What was your first job? Was it always music from the beginning?
Gosh. No. First job. I had a Saturday job in Woolworths.
Okay.
That was my first job. I'm doing Saturday, you know.
Pick a Mix, the original.
Oh, yeah, man.
Woolworths.
Yeah. So go in there and just...
That's before it was done.
Yeah, it's the Woolworths in Brixton, Saturday job down there, just get some money. My mum won't buy me them trainers I wanted. I had to get them myself, so... Yeah, that was my first job. And then I think my next job after that was working in a shop called a Dispensary.
Right.
In Notting Hill when I was like 18. I think that was my average job. Other than that, it's been music all the way. Yeah, it's been a hustle, but yes, it's been music.
So you decided, dispensary, I'm over that. I'm dispensing the dispensary.
Yeah, done with that.
Pursuing the musical
after
career.
Dispensary, I just sort of I'm making my demos. I think while I was doing that, I was writing. I think I wrote Unbreakable. Yeah, 1988. I wrote Unbreakable in 1988.
Yeah.
So.
Was this as long as that? 1988.
That's when I wrote it. It didn't come out though. It didn't come out till 1992.
Wow.
Because I had like tracks that I was just putting to. You know, you have to sort of write, and you write 10 songs, and maybe 5 of them are hot. So. Yeah. That's it, and you keep going until you've got like a body of work.
That is hot.
The whole thing's hot.
And it's an album. Yeah. So on that first album, what were the tunes that were the majors for you?
The major tunes for me, the biggest tune, the biggest chart success I'd say was Love Makes the World Go Round.
That's right.
That's when everybody sort of...
And someone posted a video of that the other day, and it just blew up.
Yeah, it's crazy.
It brought back memories that many people have.
Yeah, because they think, wow, is that
Because
you?
it was quite a specific sound as well.
Yeah.
You have a very individual sound.
Oh, thanks.
Yeah,
Cheers.
you do.
You can
hear it and you know it.
At the time, they were telling me, oh, Stevie Wonder. They kept saying Stevie Wonder. And I was like, man, I love Stevie, but I ain't no Stevie Wonder. I'm just doing you. Yeah, I'm just doing me, but... I'm inspired by him, definitely.
Well, who isn't?
Yeah.
You're inspired by him just walking down the road listening to his, the tunes in your head.
Yeah, no, it's crazy, the whole Stevie.
But no, you've got a distinctive tone to your voice. You know it's you. You know,
I think that's what sort of lacking from the music you hear now. Right. The radio.
It's all just muddled into one.
You can't tell who it is.
You have to wait till they announce.
There's a couple of people like Drake. You know it's Drake when you hear Drake.
Yeah.
Or Future, you kind of know. But there's a lot of them that just sound real similar, man. You can't tell.
Yeah. So. Love Makes the World Go Round.
Right.
Me, oh my. Yes, that's my tune. I love it.
Yeah, Love Makes the World Go Round. Me, oh my. Oh my gosh. That was a big tune in America.
Right.
Yeah, that was a big hit in America. And obviously Unbreakable. Peace in the World.
Okay.
That was another good in there as well. That whole album, man.
Now, I told you earlier, my tune was Don't She.
Don't She, yeah, which was on the Change of the Season.
Remix.
Right.
When did that come in the schedule?
So
after Unbreakable?
That was, so I did the Unbreakable album, that did its thing, and then it was like, all right, write a new album. So I did an album called Changing Seasons. Okay. Which I was kind of doing the Future Ray Groove thing from back then, because I sampled Dexter Wansel. And I was, did the title track over that song, and Don't She was part of that. I Do. There was a whole bunch of songs. I preferred kind of that album to Unbreakable.
Right, the second.
The record company didn't get behind it like they did the first one, and it was just all, just got into a whole.
So, do you feel that obviously in time and experience, by the second album you were stronger? Is that why you prefer it?
For me, because you write these songs and then you give them to people and everyone's raving about them. I'm thinking, well, if you like that, wait till you hear what I got some other things, man.
Yeah,
that's all right. So you kind of think the next stuff is gonna, but it's always kind of hard. The second album's always hard because people are like,
established with
almost
one
got,
thing.
yeah, got demotitis.
And probably
First album
they
title.
want the second album to sound like the first.
Kind
and
of,
it's
yeah.
like,
They
well, I
keep-
want
yeah.
something new.
And you're an artist, you're painting a picture. You paint a picture.
Yes,
an artist.
constantly.
Yeah, you can't paint the same picture over and over.
Yeah.
So
And I mean, that must be hard for artists when they go, you know, and they're in concert or whatever. Yes, you know your crowd want to hear your established hits.
Yeah.
But as an artist, you're always creating and you're thinking, look, I've got this great stuff over here. Don't you want to hear it? And they're like, well, really, I just want to hear the hits that I know you for.
yeah, that's it.
So it must be.
You know, they're all waiting for it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How has the music industry changed now? So like getting established, is it the same as getting signed now as it was then, or?
Well, I mean, now you get signed, they have this thing called 360 deal that labels are doing, which is like they're taking money from every sort of avenue of you, basically. So when you go and do a show, they're taking cut from the merch. You know what I mean?
Wow.
Everything you do. Whereas back in my time, it weren't like that. You know what I mean? It's different. And I'd say now with the internet's changed the game completely.
Yeah.
It's opened it up. Anybody can be a star now.
So you can actually be a star.
The connection with the audience is instant.
Right. So would you say it's better or worse or just different?
It's a bit of both. It's a bit of both.
Because you can actually be a star without that whole record company thing now, because you can get all these hits on the different media
like people
platforms.
like Stormzy. Stormzy was large before he even, record company even, you know what I mean, got involved in this thing.
Yeah.
From the street. So the internet's the one, man. It's the one. It's the one.
Tell me about the British Collective.
The British Collective.
How did that come about?
Right, so I did an album called Little Star on Dome Records. Shout out to Pete Robinson, Santosh and all them. Always backing me, man.
It's nice to have people that support you.
Yeah, they've always supported me.
Support you all the way.
Good
Makes all the difference.
So I did this album, Little Star, and you know, with every album you do, you kind of need some heat. You need like people to be interested. So there's got to be something on there that's like gonna get everybody talking, kind of thing. So I was like, man, I used to see Junior and all them lot out, and we go out and we drinking rum. Everybody together out drinking rum, and I'm like, yo, we should all be making music, man.
Not just drinking rum. Drinking rum is good.
Yeah,
but you know, we should be making.
Yeah, we
creating.
We come to all these events and all this stuff, and we're here standing up, and we're supposed to do a tune. So I wrote this song called Spiritual. So I was like, you know, let me call Junior. So I called Junior. I said, Junior, what you saying, man? Like, you want to come down and get on this track? So he came down, he heard it, and I said, and he was like, you know what, we should call Carl. I was like, right, Omar. I was like, Rick Clark, Paul Johnson, you know what I mean, Glenn Goldsmith. Everybody.
Just call the collective.
No, everybody. Come, let's go. Rick Clark, everybody. Yeah, it's crazy, man. So, and that's kind of, when we sat down and listened to it, the song was like, you know what, we got to actually do a project. It can't just be this one tune.
Right.
So that was the beginning of, so, you know.
So all of those names that you mentioned were initially involved?
Yeah. As the British Collective, everybody just jumped on the track, man. Because for me, I grew up listening to Junior. Junior came to my school when I was 10 years old and did a talk about, you know, coming from the hood and making it.
Yeah.
And I was working with, you know, supporting Michael Jackson, Kim Wilde, and we were like, wow, Mama used to say, we were like, so after assembly, I went up to him and I said, yeah, I make music. And hopefully one day I'll see you out there, do you know what I mean? So it's crazy.
It's full circle.
Yeah, it's nuts now to be on the same stage as him or recording him and
20-something years later, 30 years
maybe
later.
30 years later. It's crazy. Lee John as well. Imagination. I used to love Imagination.
Yeah.
I used to think they got hooks for days. You know what I mean? Like the music used to be just like hypnotic. So I was always a fan, you know, of Lee. Rick Clark, another one. Always a fan of Rick. I See You Along the Way. Because we grew up going to school to them songs there. And
that's where I last saw you, at Rick's in Barrie.
Yeah, that's the last time I saw you. Yeah. And also Omar as well, because I was, I think I was, 17, 18? Something like that. And I was like, forget music, man. It's long. There ain't nobody in Brixton making no soul music. No, nothing about it.
You got a bit disheartened.
I was like, man.
It happens at the best of times.
And then the girl I was seeing at the time, she's like, yeah, you should just get a 9-to-5 job and just wear a suit and
You need to get her away from you because you're not nurturing my dreams.
And then I heard the radio. I was listening to the radio one day, man, and I just said, do, 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 do. And I said, hold on a minute, what is what's this? What's this?
I like the way you put it. Hold on a minute.
What's this? Dude, that's like... And then the record playing, I thought it was Rick Clark. Yeah?
Okay.
It was the same tone, kind of. And then the man said, Omar, UK, and I'm like, listen, I've got some tunes to be... Yeah, forget that, I'm making music, that's it. Because I had so much music in me, like, pent up music that I needed to get out. And when that was like a definite inspiration, I was like, okay, yeah, that's it.
But you see, all those people are inspiration from as far back as Stevie Wonder, Michael Jackson, then coming through to Omar, and they're all inspiration.
And then working with Omar now, he's like, come down to the studio tonight, yeah, because special guest, you know. Come down to the studio, we sit there and we're waiting. 6 o'clock in the morning, the door knocks, and everybody's like, when you open the door, it's like, and there's a silhouette, and it's Stevie Wonder standing at the door.
And you're like, wait, hold on.
And you go,
it's really happening.
You're like, what? Wow. It's just amazing, you know what I mean? Like, to sort of be, you know, come from Brixton, be sleeping in my bed with the radio in the bed, listening to Isn't She Lovely?
And thinking that's as close as you'll ever get to him.
as close as I'll ever get.
Yeah.
Gosh, man, I want to meet this guy and everything, and then to be in a room sat next to him like this, and he's playing the piano and singing, and it was amazing, man. It was so amazing. So that's kind of when I sort of said, yeah, I'm supposed to be doing this.
Right.
Not when I had sort of the hit with Love Makes the World Go Round and On Top of the Pops. It was when I sat there with in the same room with Stevie.
Supposed to be doing.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, because for all of those things to come together, that serendipity, I'm meant to be here.
Yeah, I'm supposed to be here. It was amazing, man.
So what's the British Collective doing now?
So the British Collective, we have a new single that's coming out called Are You Ready?
Right. And who's featured on that?
And on that one is...
Because there were so many names you mentioned just now.
Right, so this one is a different nucleus now. It's Noel McCoy, it's Junior Giscombe, it's me. I think Omar's jumping on it. We're not sure yet. He might be jumping on it.
Okay.
Because it depends, because the way the British Collective works is whoever's there and whoever the voice
can do, you're right.
That's them, you know what I mean?
Okay.
And that's kind of how we did it.
That's kind of loose and relaxed. And
I mean, there is a nucleus of there is
the major players
of the British Collective.
And other people can come in and out.
Yeah, we've had a little reshuffle and everything at the moment, but yeah, it's going to be good, man. We got like a bunch of gigs towards the end of the year that are going to be kicking. So yeah, look out for us, man.
So is that your main project at the moment, or because I know you mentioned working with Grace?
Right. Yeah, I've been doing Grace Jones.
And that's Grace Jones.
That's Grace Jones.
Not Grace Food Products.
No. Yeah, Grace Jones. Yeah, Amazing Grace.
Yeah.
Amazing Grace. Yeah, so I've been doing her tour for like 13 years now.
As long as that?
Yeah, 13 years. My boy, Ivor Guest, he was someone that I worked with on my first album when I was like 18, 19. And that was his first album he ever worked on. And then he went on to do film scores and, you know, big stuff. And years later, 13 years ago, he phone rings like, Don-E. I was like, yeah. He goes, I'm working with Grace Jones and we got some, you know, tracks and stuff that we might want you to play on and da-da-da-da. I was like, you have to tell me twice. You have to tell me twice. I used to have that picture on my wall, you know what I mean? I used to have the picture, man. I was like, I'm coming to that. So go down to the studio and it's like, well, I'm just totally in awe of this woman. I'm like, wow, it's Grace Jones. So they played me a bunch of songs and da-da-da-da. And they said, yeah, we need this and we need that, blah, blah, blah. And she's like, at the end of it, she's like, so you need to come to my house, I'm going to cook you dinner. I was like, what? This day's... Right? You're going to cook me dinner now? Come to a meeting, now we're leaving the meeting, you want to go... And, okay, so I ring home, I ain't coming home. Yeah, give my dinner to the dog, I ain't coming. Yeah, so... so I go to her house and she cooks the wickedest curry goat and rice.
Oh, good.
Yeah, man, she cooked the curry goat and rice. And I was like, okay. And at the end of it, you know, the knife goes down and the fork goes down. She goes, so, do you want to be in my band? I was like, have I got a choice? I was like, of course I want to be in your band. And then that's it. The rest is history, man. And then we got a band together. I brought my brother. I had some backing vocalists, Hannah and Lee, who have become Han Lee. They're large in their own right now, doing a lot of soulful house and stuff, like Louis Vega. And,
okay.
Yeah, so they're the BVs for Grace now. My brethren has to play with Malcolm Joseph. He's on bass. We've been playing from like, when I was 18, we were in a band with Andrea Oliver, who's, you know Andrea Oliver?
Yeah.
You don't know Andrea? Oh, check her out, man. Andrea Oliver. She's got a dope restaurant in East London. Go check that out.
Oh, of course I know Andrea. Yes, yes.
Right, so we were part of her band. So Malcolm was from that. So I gave him a call. I said, yo, man. In fact, Ivor rang me and said, no, we're looking for a bass player, but we don't want a gospel-y style bass player. We want someone who's just going to hold down the...
Yeah.
And I said, well, what about Malcolm? Because we kind of just got in touch. Me and Malcolm. So I said, yeah, man, contact Malcolm and see if he's... So then, you know, get to rehearsals and all the faces are there. It's like family. It's like
That's
family.
exactly how it should be. I was just going to say,
family.
you know, it's almost reassuring that you're in this circle where you're drawing on people that have been around you forever. You know each other.
Yeah, we know how it works.
But more importantly, you're supportive of each other.
Yeah, definitely.
You know, because you know a lot of backbiting can go on in the industry. It's like, yeah, well, I don't want to give him too much kudos or because I don't want to shine over me or you know, it's nice that you just like, but listen, if you're right for it, you come in and I'm happy for you to do this and get as high as you can, fly. You know, that's reassuring.
Yeah, definitely. It is definitely that vibe. Her son's on percussion. Her brother's dressing her backstage. It's a family affair. Do you know what I mean? It's a family affair. Before that, it was just 4 of us on stage. So after that meeting at our house and the curry goat and all of that, it was just 4 of us. It was my brethren Ivor, guest on drums. I used to play bass and keys. Her son's playing percussion, and then Adam Flavor on guitar, who sadly passed away. But yeah. So
where is she touring now? What is she doing?
Well, because she's got the movie now, Bloodlight and Bammy.
Right.
And there's a book out as well, her book. The bookings are coming in like crazy, so it's gone off again. So, I mean, we've done Hollywood Bowl, we've done San Francisco, we've done Russia, we've done Finland, we've done Denmark.
And she keeps herself very fit,
all the festivals.
very in shape.
She's crazy.
She's fantastic.
She'll do 200 press-ups after a show.
Yeah, she's in shape. You can see that body is...
She don't play Grace Jones.
Because she's in her 60s, isn't
Yeah, she's like 67, I think.
Yeah.
68. And she's one-off, definitely. She's such an inspiration to just... You know what I mean? You can't complain or feel old around Grace. You know what I mean?
She's got no time for it. Doesn't entertain you.
Well, it's just when you see what she's doing, you know, and the energy and the...
You just think, I can't be pretending to be tired.
I mean, there's the one track she does... I've lost it now. Where she hula hoops, slave to the rhythm.
Yeah,
and it's amazing because she's hula hooping for 8 minutes straight. 8 minutes straight. The hula hoop don't drop, and she's moving around the whole stage. She's on a podium. She comes down off the podium, and it's just amazing to watch. Yeah, it's just amazing to watch the professionalism.
Yeah, you know that old school professionalism. You can't beat it. I remember seeing Tina Turner. And if anybody had said to me that a 70-year-old woman was on stage in 4-inch heels, in a miniskirt, dancing, hanging by one arm off the thing at O2, with 3 backing dancers, vocalists, that are a third of her age, I would say you're lying if I didn't see it with my own eyes. And it's just that show must go on, professionalism of that era.
Definitely.
People that came up then, you know, it's...
Proper artists, real artists, you know. So it's just brilliant and I don't mind wearing that hat where I'm sort of, you know, I ain't in the limelight. It's not about me, it's about them, and I'm just part of I love that too. I'll wear any hat.
That's great, but you can. Because you're an accomplished musician. You know your trade from the ground up.
Yeah, I guess I've done my own work, but I'm still learning. You never
know everything, but you've got a good enough foundation.
Oh yeah, definitely.
So what are your plans from now on?
Well, from now on, I've got a new album that I'm trying to drop.
Okay.
In 2019. So I'm working on songs for that and who's going to collabo and what, and that sort of thing. I've got a new management.
I can sing.
You
Not really.
I got a new management company that's kind of helping out and stuff at the moment. Shout out to Yvonne, Richie.
Right.
Yeah, so things are looking good, man. Things are looking good. I'm excited about the new stuff. Because I just done that Future Ray Groove trilogy thing that I put out. I put out Future Ray Grooves, then Future Rays.
Okay.
And then I did the Lost Tapes.
Right.
So I think I'm done with that whole Ray Groove thing now and back to the old school Don't She, Don-E and Love Makes the World Go Round, Don-E.
Don't She, once you're bringing out tunes like that, you've got me.
It's going to be more of that kind of vibe. So that's kind of where it's at. And British Collective, more of that, more of grace. And just bigger and better, man. Onwards and upwards.
Yeah, you're a busy man.
Boy, it's not easy, man. It's not easy.
And now with the little one.
And that too. But I mean, I've seen millions of people have done it before.
Absolutely,
why can't I
not
do
the
it?
first or the last. You just get your head down and get on with it.
Get on with it and hustle and
a pleasure to see you, mister.
Likewise, man. Likewise, man.
Thank you for your time. Nice to talk to you. Now, this is inspiration right here. Thank you very much for joining us. And if there's anything in the show that resonates with you, please leave your comments and let us know. He's the man. See you next week. Bye.